Hi there, my name's Darrell, it's great to see you and welcome to Old Man Cycling. So today I'm back out in the Peak District again. I've got a really interesting ride planned. I'm going to do some climbing. So the first 8 miles or so of this ride are going to be quite tough. There's a quite serious climb that goes on for about 1.5 miles and it gains about 500 feet. But I don't think it'll be too challenging with the motor assist. I think I'll be fine with that. And then at mile 8, the rest of the ride is going to be mainly downhill, and then the last 9 or 10 miles is on an old disused railway track, so I've got a really easy ride to get back to the car. So it should be really enjoyable. I think the scenery is going to be great, so come on, let's get cracking. I am really enjoying using this 360 camera because it gives me so many more options to make the video more interesting. So at the moment I'm talking to the camera, but I can spin the camera around and show you these sheep in this field, if you can see them over the hedge. Maybe you'll see them again as I go past this gateway just here. But it just gives me so much more flexibility. I can do much more interesting camera angles, and I don't have to think as much about the filming process because I can worry about all of that when I get back home. Now we're about to pass through a little village known as Butterton, and just coming down this hill it looks really nice from a distance. There's a church with a spire, so I'll do a hyperlapse and we'll get through this little village. I'm not sure how good that hyperlapse was. I might show you the highlights, but I ended up going through a ford in the middle of Butterton that was actually quite long. The road was forded for about 20 metres, and so I had to concentrate on getting through that, which was quite slippery, and I didn't notice that my action camera mount had slipped and I was actually pointing down at the floor. So you might see an edited version of that hyperlapse, but hopefully it still will be quite good. Now at the moment I've come back to the main road and I'm heading off in that direction just over there, but there is a bank of cloud and some rain in the area that I'm heading in, but hopefully by the time I get there it looks like it's moving off in that direction, so I might end up staying dry, but I think some of the paths that I'm going to be cycling on may end up being wet. Hey ho, that's the way it goes. Let's crack on. I think I am just catching the edge of that rain. Feeling a few spots. Right, this is a big climb that's coming up and my Wahoo's starting to get a bit nuts. It's giving me warnings about a 5/6 gradient going on for a third of a mile, so it's going to be quite a bit of a climb, and the climb signs just come up, which always amuses me when the Wahoo tells me there's a climb, because pretty much you can look at the road in front of you and find out that you've got a climb just from what's in front of you. Well, let's see how this goes. I've dropped down into the lowest gear and moved the assistance up into level 3. At the moment it's pretty straightforward, but I doubt it's going to stay like this. It's probably going to get a lot steeper and a lot harder work. This terrain certainly makes this ride a lot more interesting. Lots of ups and downs, a little bit more challenging, keeps you more alert, just makes the whole thing a load more interesting. Here's a 17-degree hill coming up, so this could be the one that's the real challenge that I knew about from the Wahoo and Strava when I planned it. All right, back into the lowest cog, up into level 3. Let's attack this hill. Yeah, this is going to get hard. Hopefully there'll be little flat spots just like this every so often to get my breath back, but this is comparable to a ride that I did a couple of days ago, so it'll get harder before it gets easier. Well, if you can see there in front of me, there's some blue sky appearing, so we may even finish this ride in the sunshine. What a lovely little village this is. This little village is known as Orbea Gain. There's one thing about climbs like this. You always think that you're nearly at the summit, and then you get over a little rise and there's some more to do. But I think I must be fairly close now. Well, the good thing is I made it to the top of the hill, and overall it wasn't too hard going. It did keep going longer than I expected, but it flattened out a little bit, and with level 3 assistance on and the lowest gear, I managed to get up to the top without being too much out of breath as well, and so that was very successful. But the good thing is now I'm pretty much at the peak height of the ride, and so now I've got quite a nice descent down to the old disused railway track that I'm heading for, and then the railway track will take me all the way back to the car through the Manifold Valley, and it's going to be a really lovely ride. What I've done here is I've compressed 3.5 miles into 33 seconds of a hyperlapse, because I came down off the summit of the hill with 545 feet of descent, and it was really exhilarating. At one point I reached 37 miles an hour as I was dropping down into the village of Worslow. There was a cattle grid just there that I had to slow down to get over, but it was such a thrill after all the climbing to get down into this village. So this track now winds down through the Manifold Valley, and it's a beautiful area. It's not in the best condition. It is tarmacked and it is flat, or should I say level, so I'm not going to have any gradients, but there's quite a few potholes, and in places it's a little bit rough. So I'm having to just pick my way. But the beauty of this kind of track is that you do see this wonderful valley, and also you're not worrying about bumping into cars. The most you're going to encounter is another cyclist or maybe a dog walker or two. This is certainly a great way to finish the ride. I've had a few challenging moments with some of the climbs. I've had a really exhilarating descent, and then I've just got this nice easy amble back to the car, but with some lovely scenery as well. So it's a perfect ride, especially for me when I'm regaining my fitness. We've got a bit of everything, and this bit here has been something to look forward to just to finish the ride off. I don't know how well the camera will operate in this, but I'm about to go through a tunnel. Now there are lights in this tunnel, and it's not particularly long, but whoa, listen at that echo. It's really quite something. And obviously because this was an old railway track, every so often there are little safety holes that you can just jump into should a railway train come. I suppose now if you were walking down here and a car came, you could use them for the same thing. But that is the interesting thing about riding on an old railway track as well. You get to see features like that, and you also get to see things like old bridges and things that you can go over. It's just makes life really interesting. I've really enjoyed this ride today. It's been such a different kind of ride with lots of different terrains, challenges, and this spectacular scenery. I'm here now in the shadow of Thor's Cave up here on the top of this hill, so it's a great place to end the video. Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, do let me know down below in the comments, or nip over to my Facebook account and leave me your comments there. Now, if you want to do me a really big favor, you can also click the like, subscribe, and the bell notifications, because it really helps me out and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next time's video, that goes live very, very soon. But in the meantime, it's been great to OMC you. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. And every time I say that, I go past a bloody clump of trees and there's nothing to see. It's a good old couple of mile detour just to come back to where I was a little bit ago. Leave me your comments there as well. Bollocks. Now, if you want to do it, I'm going to start this again. What a load of shite.